Hi, everyone. Welcome to a virtual tour of the UBC Baby Learning Lab. I am Professor Lauren Emerson. I'm the director of the lab, and I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about what we do in the lab if my slide will advance. Here we go. All right, so some of the questions that we ask in the lab are: how do young babies learn? How do their brains change as they learn? And how is learning affected by premature birth? This is just a sample of the types of questions that we ask, but really our major focus is learning and experience and how the brain shifts at a young age, and how babies' behavior shifts as well. Our principal method is functional near-infrared spectroscopy, or FNIRS, which is a neuroimaging method with young babies. You can see it in the picture here. So babies wear a cap, it has these sensors in the cap, and essentially what we do is we record something very similar to fMRI, but we do it using light and these sensors that are really comfortable for babies to wear on their heads. And one of the major benefits of that is now babies can sit with their caregivers, they can participate in studies, they can learn something new in a way that feels very natural and comfortable for them, rather than being in an MR scanner, which can be a little bit constraining for any of us who participate in one of those studies. I've done many. We know sort of what that's like. And can you imagine what it's like for a baby in a scanner? But that's the main method that we use. And those are some of the questions that we ask. And now let me introduce you to the folks in the lab. So this is me, Dr. Lauren Emerson. I'm the director and the founder of UBC Baby Lab. I'm also currently the co-lead of the Early Developmental Research Group, which just means I'm helping to coordinate some of the recruitment procedures and how the different developmental labs work together. I'm actually quite new to UBC as a faculty member. I joined just this summer. But actually I was an undergraduate here. I graduated from UBC in 2005 and lived in Vancouver until 2006 when I left to start doing my PhD and all of my other research training. And so I'm thrilled that my career is come to UBC again. I'm very, very thrilled to be back. And this year I'm only teaching one class. I'm teaching Psych 302, which is called Infancy, in the fall. Yeah, but let me tell you about all the other folks in the lab. So we have two graduate students, Sori Bayak and Sore Soleimani. Sori is joining us, and so unfortunately we don't have pictures for her yet, but she's going to be joining this fall. We also have two postdoctoral researchers, Sabrina Burr and Ola Dopiera, and you see where they got their PhDs listed. We also have full-time staff members. We have Jack, Annie, Danica, and Vi. For the staff members that are listed here in orange, I'll tell you in a little bit, but they're staff members that kind of share their time between my lab and our sort of sister lab. And we also have directed studies and honor students, so Jocelyn Chun, Tora Chan, and Koi Yang. So this are all the people in the lab, all the people who work together on the research projects to ask these questions. And everyone in the lab has sort of interrelated but different roles, including, and the folks who aren't depicted here are our many wonderful undergraduate research assistants who are by and large volunteers who work to kind of help the groundwork and all the important foundations of the research that we do, and largely with interfacing with our families. Because I'm brand new to UBC as a faculty member, as well as because of the glories of COVID and how that has slowed everything down, the physical lab that we have, as well as a number of the other aspects of the lab, are currently under construction. That is actually a wonderful opportunity for the lab because we're acquiring new equipment, we're starting new projects. It's a time of a lot of dynamicism in the lab. And actually, as you see here, here's a couple of examples. We're currently doing an online design contest for the logo for the lab, which is going to be, in all likelihood, a raccoon, which was what the UBC community picked through a number of online polls. You can see a couple of the examples of the early designs here. I quite like the raccoon with the little glasses. I think it's so cute. The other raccoon is in this, the designer said the raccoon's building a stack of fruit. So in the next version, the raccoon might be building a stack of blocks that say UBC or something like that. So lots of cute ideas, lots of things that are changing and starting up fresh in the lab. So it's a really great time to be in the lab. But while we're doing all these sorts of changes, we also are really thrilled to be, again, working with the EDRG, that's the Early Developmental Research Group, and also our sister lab, which is Dr. Janet Worker's Infant Study Center. Dr. Worker has been generous enough to house us physically in her lab for at least the upcoming year, or really for the foreseeable future until the UBC Baby Learning Lab physical space is completed. And Dr. Worker and I have worked closely together in the past, and our research methods are very similar. She also uses FNIRS, for example, although she does related questions on language development and often uses a lot of behavioral methods as well. So that's a bit about the lab, a bit of a whirlwind of the questions that we ask, the methods that we use, who we are, as well as what the current sort of state or the current sort of milieu or situation of the lab is. Feel free to reach out to me over email is probably the easiest way. If you have any questions or interested in getting involved in the lab now or in the future, we're very interested in working with the UBC student community. We know that you are bright, eager, wonderful people, and we would love to have you involved in our research. Thank you so much.